Hello, this is Pastor Manning bringing you the Beacon of Hope podcast from 2032 Cedar Hill Road in Lancaster, Ohio at Lighthouse Baptist Church. And this morning, bringing you a brief podcast actually from my office, which is not my normal place to record. But I have this thought this morning. I wonder what else we're missing. I'll tell you why this thought came to my mind. My wife, as is her habit to do, changes out the flowers we have in our church and the setting of things, wreaths up front, the decorations up around the platform and that sort of thing. Does a very good job with it. She's very good at such things and stays in season with whatever's going on, keeps it refreshed and nice looking in the church. And she had stopped in on Tuesday after making some visits and such with one of the ladies in our church. She stopped in Tuesday evening and changed out everything, to change out the flowers and the decorations. The ones which are going to be put up have to be brought out of the storage area. The ones which had been there have to be taken and put neatly and put back into the storage area. And so there's some work involved in it. When she got home on that Tuesday evening, this recording's happening on a Thursday morning, and on the Tuesday evening she got home and she said, well, the church looks very cheerful now and that, and you'll have to look at it. And I said, excellent, appreciate you doing that. I came in on Tuesday and came in early and had an early meeting and such, had to be out of the office in some places in the afternoon, and she asked me that afternoon. We met and actually met for lunch, and she said, so what did you think of the decorations? And I said, I'm sorry. I said, I didn't even go into the sanctuary to to look at all. And I said, if I went down the hallway, which I'm not sure whether I did or not, if I went down that part of our building, the lights were out in that area and I didn't look. I said, I'll check that out later. And she said, all right. So I came back after us having lunch and worked a while more at the church and got home, and she said, what'd you think of the decorations? And I said, I didn't look at them. I got back to the office. I was busy when I got in and so on and so forth. So we had supper, came back in from the midweek service last night. I got into the office very early this morning before anybody else was on property, still no one on property. And I was putting some things together and such in my office, and all of a sudden I realized I didn't know what those decorations looked like. I had walked into that sanctuary last night after my teacher's meeting. I got on property, went directly into a teacher's training meeting. I conducted that up until actually a few minutes past when I should have let out. Got to my office, got a couple of things, got ready with my cordless mic and such, or my lapel mic and such. Walked straight into the sanctuary. Everybody's already starting to sing. Walked up on the platform, conducted the service invitation afterwards. I never once looked at the decorations. When I was sitting at my desk here earlier this morning, I could not have told you what was up at the front of the sanctuary at all. And it struck me. I'm like, my wife put the time into that. She makes it look pretty and everything, and I have been running so quickly in and out and doing so much other stuff, and even went into the very room where all this is and did not see what was done. And I went in. I stopped just a few minutes ago. I went in, looked at it, took time to look at and appreciate it and appreciate what my wife had done. But talk about being obtuse and just missing it. And I wonder now, and the point of this podcast, wonder how many things that someone's put an effort into, how many things that are pleasant and cheerful, which it is. It literally looks nice. I wonder how many of those things that the Lord's put in my path that I just miss on a day-by-day basis. And made me stop and really want to take my time. Not to be slothful. I don't mind being diligent, being busy, but not to be in such a rush about things as to miss all the good things that are along the pathway that we call life. Anyway, thought it might make you stop and think. just like it did me. And if it does, then this podcast and the somewhat absent-minded ramblings of a preacher might prove to be beneficial both to myself and to you all who are listening, because God certainly wants us to slow down and look at the good things He's put into our life, whether that be people, opportunities, beauty of His creation, whatever it is. And so anyway, those are the thoughts on an early Thursday morning. May God bless you, and may He give you a good day, and one where you notice the richness of God in your life around you.